The Wednesday Night Wars are here. It's NXT versus AEW, but the action isn't just in the ring, it's at the announcer's desk as well. I'm Mason in the Dark. This is the Wednesday Night Commentary Wars League table, where we'll be ranking all 6 commentators involved in the wrestling war that we've got going on right now. But who won Commentator of the Night for each brand, and who captures the number 1 spot in this brand new WNCW League table? In the bottom spot at number 5, it's Nigel McGuinness with 1 lonely point. This is a shocking turn of events because I am biased towards Nigel McGuinness. He's my favourite commentator and I was expecting him to be a lot higher up in this table. But I'm learning to expect different things from NXT UK Nigel to the Nigel that we see on normal NXT. They're 2 different characters that serve 2 different purposes, and whilst on NXT UK he gets to shine brightly next to Vic Joseph and they both look like stars, next to Mauro Ranallo, who's got such a big personality, Nigel often gets shouted down, shouted over, and just generally overshadowed by Mauro Ranallo. There was a notable time during the Shayna Baszler-Candice LeRae match where Shayna locked in the Kirifuda clutch and Nigel was about to talk about the positioning of Shayna and why she was positioning herself this way and how much damage it would do, and something that would have gotten him a point, but Mauro was shouting over him. I can't remember what Mauro was shouting now. It was something completely useless, but the point is that he cut Nigel off on something that would have earned him a point, and I just really hope that this isn't a recurring thing over the next few weeks, months and year, because to be honest I really want Nigel to do better, but at least you know that I'm not horribly biased because he comes in at the bottom spot this week. Really thought that he would earn more than 1 point. I'm really sorry, Nigel. At number 4, it's Mauro Ranallo himself with 2 points. It should have been a higher entry for Mauro this week. He actually managed to score 5 points overall in the NXT broadcast, 4 of which he earned during the Matt Riddle versus Adam Cole match for absolutely outstanding performance. He called that brilliantly. I was clued in with everything that was going on in the ring. He was incredibly detailed and passionate, and it was really entertaining to watch. But by the end of the main event, I was left with a bitter taste in my mouth because he just fell off a cliff. There was a notable point again during the Shayna Baszler match. Shayna with a big move and both women down, but which woman will be down for the count? He also had his horrible Morrow-isms like they're going at it like a dentist and a carpenter, it's tooth and nail, and they're hitting each other like the Casbah. There's just all sorts of things that was wrong with this. Vague calls, dropped calls, and horrible pop culture platitudes. He really is the Pied Piper of pop culture. I really do get frustrated with him, and especially considering this should have been a much higher entry. He should have been much higher up the league table, but he was the only one out of all 6 of these commentators to climb high and fall back down again. And honestly, if I'm being honest, there was probably a couple more times that I could have taken away points, but I didn't want to be seen to just be taking away points loads. At number 3, it's JR and Tony Shivani. These 2 scored 2 points as well, but neither of them climbed as high or dropped as much as Mauro Ranallo did, so they score higher in the league table. I actually really enjoyed JR at certain points during this. I had problems with some of the things that he said during AEW, but I actually really did enjoy some of the things that he said. There was at least a notable part during the Cody versus Sammy Guevara match where Guevara hit a cutter or something like that, and Excalibur just shouted from the middle rope, and JR actually said that it was a cutter, and he actually had a few things to say throughout the night that were informative or helped me picture what was going on in the ring, so he actually managed to pick himself up 2 points, even though I didn't expect him to pick up as many because I'm not as big of a fan of JR as other people are. I actually really enjoyed hearing Tony Schiavone for the first time too. Thought that he had a nice presence. He had quite a lot to say about the characters and the motivations, and he showed quite a lot of character himself. He really enjoyed the TV-14 rating, calling MJF a little prick and really having fun with saying bastard plastered during Pac's match, and he actually contributed with a few things that were actually informative and helped me picture what was going on in the ring, so Tony picks himself 2 points up there. At number 2, Beth Phoenix came out with NXT Commentator of the Night with 4 points, which is again a shocking turn of events. Beth Phoenix doesn't always say a lot, she's quite quiet, quite reserved, but one of the things that I'm learning about her since starting doing this is that she waits to say something until she can say something useful. There was at least a few times during NXT that she was picking up the slack that Mauro and Nigel were letting loose, picking up an awkward DDT that was delivered to Dawkins, as well as talking about the positioning of Kyle O'Reilly as he was going after Ford, blocking off him and Dawkins from getting a tag, and a few other things like Shayna Baszler hurting Candice LeRae's arm on the steel steps that otherwise would have just been reacted to or not picked up on at all. I actually am starting to really enjoy Beth Phoenix as a commentator because she's great at talking about facial expressions and body language, and she also picks up the slack when it drops. So well done to Beth Phoenix. You might not have captured the first spot, but you get commentator of the night for NXT, and to be honest, 4 points is really, really good, and the fact that you're in the second place makes me like you a lot more than I did before, so I'm actually really behind Beth Phoenix now. At number 1, it's Excalibur with 8 points. Way, way ahead of the field. He's just such an entertaining man to listen to. He's so informative. He's actually got this sort of style about him where it sounds like he's just watching. He's not trying to tell you what's going on, it's just like it's going in through his eyes and coming out through his mouth. He has such good detail and really plays up spots that I might have missed, such as avalanche moves like the avalanche reverse suplex that Cody pulled off, etc, etc. These sorts of moves where usually a commentator might just be like, oh, a big move, or that was devastating. He is really good at actually saying what happened, and there are multiple times throughout Dynamite that I was really impressed, and he picked up 8 points, 5 of which he picked up just in the Cody versus Sammy Guevara match, because I thought that was a cracking match that he called really well. So whilst I'm not shocked that he's in the top 3, I am shocked that he got 8 points. It's all shaped up a lot differently than I thought it was going to, and I'm actually really interested to see where it goes from here. But congratulations to Excalibur on your number 1 spot in the WNCW rankings. Hope that you cling on to it tooth and nail throughout the next month. I really do. For a more detailed breakdown of either NXT or AEW, make sure you subscribe and you'll always be notified when the reviews go up, and also when these WNCW League table videos go up. If you've got any thoughts, just drop them in the comments section, or follow me on Twitter at Mason_WITD, or you can join the WITD Discord server and become a member of the community if that's what floats your boat. Right guys, I'm off, and you should have a good one.